She does it with a smile all the time. How she does it, I don't know. Perhaps tonight she might be able to let us in on her secrets. But permit me then to convey our very, very warm congratulations to her as I invite a few of us in a representative capacity, because I know many of us would want to pay direct tribute to Ambassador Juma for her new role. But I know time would not permit us. But allow me then just to invite a few of our representatives to say just a few words. First, it is my pleasure to invite the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Vienna of the Republic of Eritrea, to say a few things. Let's put our hands together for Ambassador Rusom. Is it loud enough?
I have never seen such huge gathering. So I told my friend, I don't want to mention his name, I told him I'm a bit afraid. He took me and he bought me some cognac. But I didn't take much. My speech was 10 minutes. I have squeezed it only to 9 minutes. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, very difficult to identify people from here. Honorable Excellency Musaila Mudavadi, my dear brother P.S. Korir, DG, if she is around, Madam Bangura, Your Excellency Ambassador Monicah Juma, Your Excellencies, heads of mission and members of the Diplomatic Corps, all protocol observed, may I say distinguished representatives of international organizations, ladies and gentlemen, good evening again. It is a distinct honor to stand before you today, not only as the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, but also as a person who have known my dear sister Monicah for a long time, and I have also interacted with her. And all of the esteemed assembly gathered here to celebrate a truly momentous occasion. I extend my deepest gratitude to you, Excellency Prime Cabinet Secretary Musaila Mudavadi, and your team, and of course my dear brother P.S. Korir, for hosting this elegant reception. Everybody is happy. And I was telling a friend, if all officials and diplomats, including ministers and kings, were having such a momentous time during evening, they wouldn't have thought about war. We would have lived peacefully. But only sometimes happen like this occasionally. So we have wars. Let me say it again, for hosting this elegant reception. Your presence here underscores the importance Kenya places on multilateralism and the high esteem in which we hold our own on the global stage. Tonight, we are here to honor a distinguished daughter of this nation, Kenya, a colleague and a friend, Her Excellency Ambassador Monicah Juma. Your Excellency, on behalf of fellow ambassadors and the entire international community present here, I extend our warmest and most heartfelt congratulations on your appointment as the Director General of the United Nations Office at Vienna, UNOV. Thanks to you, I heard this word today, UNOV. I didn't know it. And the Executive Director of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. This appointment is a testament to your exceptional career in public service, your sharp intellect, and your unwavering commitment to peace, security, and sustainable development. We have all witnessed your diplomatic acumen from your tenure as Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs to your role as National Security Advisor. In every capacity, you have exemplified the highest standards of leadership, strategic foresight, and a deep dedication to the principles of the United Nations Charter. To see you take on this dual role, leading one of the UN 4 headquarters and heading the UN body, the guardian of the global fight against transitional crime and drugs, is a source of immense pride for this diplomatic corps and for Kenya. It is a recognition of Africa's growing voice in global governance and a reflection of Kenya's formidable contribution to international diplomacy. We have no doubt that the Vienna-based UN family will thrive under your leadership. Your expertise in conflict resolution, security sector reform, and governance will be invaluable in tackling the complex challenges UNODC faces, from illicit trafficking to corruption and terrorism. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Mudavadi, thank you once again for bringing us together to witness this proud moment. To the ambassadors and the colleagues here, let us raise our glasses. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. To show our solidarity and support. Cheers. Ambassador Monicah Juma, as you embark on this new chapter in Vienna, please know that you carry with you the goodwill, admiration, and full support of the diplomatic community. We look forward to our continued partnership with you in your new capacity, and we wish you every success, wisdom, and strength as you steer UNOV and UNODC to even greater heights. It says again, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to a toast. We have done it. Thank you.
Let's put our hands together again for Ambassador Rusu. Thank you very much. We will hear briefly now from the representative of the European Union, Ambassador Henrietta Geiger. Let's put our hands together for her, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Excellencies, Honorable PCS, CSs, dear CS Monicah Juma, PSs, dear colleagues from the diplomatic community. It is my great honor and privilege to say a few words to honor CS Monicah Juma. I met her when I started my tenure here in 2022, and she has been just outstanding in whatever she did. So I think Monicah Juma being appointed to the UN, I'm not worrying about the UN anymore. No challenge is too big, no mountain too high, no river too deep. You will fix it, I'm sure. So you make Kenya stand proud and tall. And we owe you big, all of us, because you have always been there for us, and you have always stood in whatever position you had with great excellence. And what comes to my mind when I think of you is strategy, vision, commitment, hard work, and above all, leadership with integrity. This is, I think, the most outstanding feature that I have seen in you over the years. And what I personally appreciate most of Monicah is that she's always there for those who come after her. So she has always mentored young women and other women in leadership. And this is something that shows who she really is. So I thank you wholeheartedly for what you have done for us, for the country, and I'm sure you will do excellent work at the UN in Vienna, leading UNODC and the United Nations office in Vienna. You're the star of Kenya. Keep shining. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Ambassador Geiger. My pleasure and honor now to invite the outgoing resident coordinator of the United Nations, Dr. Stephen Jackson. Let's put our hands together for him.
See you twice in the day. Like Ambassador Geiger, I can say I am no longer worried about the United Nations anymore. I agree with you, Henriette. Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, waheshimiwa mawaziri, mabalozi, viongozi, hamjambo. And now I have to start learning how to say all of that in Chinese. But it's a very distinct honor to be present at this reception this evening and to deliver these remarks on behalf of our Director General, Under-Secretary General Zainab Hawa Bangura, Director General of the United Nations Office of Nairobi, who very much wished to be here in person. She's currently in New York on official duty, but requested that I convey personally her very deep appreciation to you on this occasion and her heartfelt congratulations to you as guest of honor. Dr. Juma, on behalf of Under-Secretary General Bangura and the entire United Nations family in Kenya, please accept our warmest congratulations on this double appointment. Director General of the United Nations Office at Vienna and Executive Director of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. This is an appointment that has been welcomed with great admiration across our organization, and I say that very sincerely. I cannot tell you how many people have personally written to me saying, wow, this is just fantastic news, is it not? And I can tell you how excited the UNODC Kenya team are at your appointment too. Your Excellency, you're no stranger to the UN family in Nairobi. In fact, a deep and firm friend. Over many years of distinguished public service, you've been an unwavering champion of multilateral cooperation and a very valued partner of UNON and of the United Nations in Kenya. Your commitment to diplomacy, to peace, security, governance has left an enduring mark and well beyond Kenya's borders. And it's entirely fitting that you now assume one of the most senior leadership roles within our organization. And DG Bangura particularly wanted to say that offices away from headquarters, OAHs, there are 3 of them. So UNON, Nairobi, UNOV, Vienna, and UNOG, Geneva. They share a long and proud tradition of very close institutional cooperation. So DG Bangura really looks forward to building on that tradition with you under your Excellency's stewardship, further strengthening the partnership between the 2 offices and a resounding testament to your distinguished record of leadership, dedication, and service to the principles of multilateralism. We've every confidence that your depth of experience and vision will bring renewed strength and distinction to UNOV and to UNODC at this pivotal moment. On behalf of DG Bangura and the entire United Nations family in Kenya, we wish you every success, Your Excellency, and congratulations. And there ends the formal remarks, but if I could add just 3 brief remarks on my own behalf. First of all, I join my brother, P.S. Career, in confessing myself a proud member of the Monicah Juma fan club for very many years. I couldn't be happier and more proud. Second, I would have the temerity only to offer one piece of advice, which is to pay careful attention to the preposition. I've often heard this organization as introduced as the United Nations Organization for Drugs and Crime. It's quite important to get the preposition right. And the third is just simply to say that as I depart these wonderful shores of Kenya, and Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, we had a wonderful meeting earlier in the week. I look forward very, very much indeed to being part of a warm welcome to you, I'm sure, in the People's Republic of China when you make your first official visit there in your new capacity. Asanteni sana na hongera sana.
I think I probably missed the proposition as well, Dr. Steven. At the request of Ambassador Dr. Juma, we will hear briefly from her sister, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Honorable Rebecca Miano. Let's put our hands together for her.
Prime Cabinet Secretary, Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, the girl of the moment, Dr. Monicah Juma, Excellencies, guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little nervous. I've never been in a room with so many ambassadors. And if you're in my position, you wouldn't know how it feels to see all of you in this room. Many of you will agree with me that moments such as this deserve a standing ovation, not even a speech. And now I understand why we are standing. That notwithstanding, allow me to say a few things about an outstanding individual whose credentials have time and again turned the seemingly impossible into possible. The phenomenon woman is none other than Dr. Monicah Juma, who we are here today to celebrate and bid farewell. When I served as the CEO of Kenya Electricity Generating Company, Dr. Juma was my minister. I remember her as the minister who would walk into a meeting with a crisis on her shoulders and leave many of us relieved that the crisis had met its match. Working with her redefined leadership, and to Dr. Juma, to lead needs raised standards, not a raised voice. I can tell you in the energy sector, we raised our standards. And probably that's why I am here. Allow me to briefly rewind time, take a pause, then come back to this moment. Back when Dr. Juma was my boss, I could not visualize myself speaking at such a forum. In fact, when Dr. Juma came to the ministry, I couldn't even believe it because I had always seen her. I had always seen her on TV and thought this is not even anything near me. Thank you so much, Dr. Juma, because you held our hands then. When I was appointed cabinet secretary, Dr. Juma looked for me, bought me a cup of coffee. Again, because of that coffee, that's why I am here. So to you, my sister and friend and mentor, a person I admire greatly, we bid you farewell with our full blessings and release you to go and let Vienna marvel at your intellect. And by the way, you're going to Vienna before you have finished teaching me English. Dr. Juma has such good English. Whenever she makes a speech, I run after her PA, please give me a copy. You never knew that. So Monicah, God bless you. And may your next chapter be as luminous as the trail you have already left behind us. God bless you. See you in Vienna. Thank you.
Well, before I invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, we'll be serenaded by a composition of the Ghetto Classics. With that beautiful rendition of Hapo Zamani, and with smoke rising off the barbecue, the Nyama Choma barbecue, let's put our hands together for my boss, the Prime Cabinet Secretary of the Republic, and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi.
Your Excellencies, ambassadors, permanent representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, marafiki wote, hamjambo. Good evening. I am pleased and most proud to welcome you all to this reception. Now one of Kenya's distinguished public servants, Ambassador Monicah Juma, Kenya's National Security Advisor, on her well-deserved appointment as Director General of the United Nations Office at Vienna and Executive Director of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. I thank His Excellency President William Ruto for enabling her to take this global assignment. Certainly, Ambassador Juma's appointment will add significant value to the United Nations system as it taps into a rich career experience defined by exemplary leadership, sharp knowledge, and practice of diplomacy, and a fervent strategic advancement of national, regional, and global peace and security. Additionally, we most sincerely thank the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, for appointing not just a Kenyan, but a woman leader. This confidence in Ambassador Juma comes at a critical time when the work of the United Nations calls for bold and strategic leadership in addressing transnational crime, corruption, and emerging security challenges. For Kenya, this appointment reaffirms our premier standing on the international stage, our leadership in multilateralism and global governance, and our position as a leading representative of the region in global affairs. Notably, Ambassador Juma becomes the highest-ranking Kenyan to serve within the United Nations system. She also becomes the second African to hold this position. Still more importantly, Ambassador Juma brings to this role invaluable experience spanning national, regional, and international spheres. Her illustrious career began in the private sector, where she served in research and policy institutions and think tanks, including International Peace Academy, Safer Africa, and the African Institute of South Africa. Subsequently, her service in government reflects both depth and excellence. His Excellency President William Ruto appointed Ambassador Juma as Kenya's first National Security Advisor and Secretary to the National Security Council. Having served with her in the National Security Council, I can attest to her remarkable performance. She has also held cabinet positions as Minister for Defense, Minister for Foreign Affairs, and Minister for Energy. She has been at the heart of Kenya's regional diplomacy, having served as ambassador and permanent representative to the African Union, the International Governmental Authority on Development, IGAD, and the United Nations Commission for Africa, UNECA. She was also a member of the United Nations Secretary General's high-level panel on resourcing African Union-led peacekeeping missions. These were significant contributions to advancing peace and security in the continent. It is encouraging to note that Ambassador Juma is the patron of the Athena Mentorship and Leadership Program, where she has helped nurture a vibrant and growing community of over 3,000 professionals, predominantly women, from diverse sectors including security, diplomacy, extractives, media, finance, and technology. Congratulations to you. Kenya recognizes and appreciates that the mandate of the United Nations Office at Vienna and United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime are central to the collective efforts to promote justice, uphold the rule of law, and strengthen international cooperation. The challenges are continuously evolving, but we are confident that these institutions will benefit from Ambassador Juma's leadership. I also take this moment to express our gratitude to Mrs. Gada Faith Wale of Egypt for her dedicated service and leadership at the helm of the United Nations Office at Vienna and United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, as well as to Mr. John Brandolino for his stewardship during the interim period. Ambassador Juma will be privileged to build on their successes. Finally, to my colleague and friend, Ambassador Juma, as you prepare to assume your new responsibilities in Vienna, please know that you carry with you the confidence of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and also the goodwill of our nation. Congratulations on this well-deserved appointment, and rest assured of our government's full support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me. But this time I'll not say raising your glasses, because I believe some of you may have difficulty in holding your glasses. So I would like to request that if we can give Monicah Juma a round of applause. For her achievements, repeat. For her exemplary leadership, repeat. And for the journey that lies ahead. Sasa mnaweza kufunga. So I was somewhere yesterday, and it was at the Kiko conference, and it was coming to a close. It was about this time, and the lights were also dim. And I realized that trying to keep and hold the attention under such circumstances is very dangerous. Because there are usually two responses. Either people are grumbling because they are not listening to you, or they are very excited because they like what you're saying. So I want to play safe on this occasion and invite Ambassador Monicah Juma to come forward, make her remarks, and tell us how she feels. Karibu.
Thank you so much.
Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Minister for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano, colleague advisors to His Excellency the President, Principal Secretaries here present, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Excellency Ambassadors and High Commissioners, representatives of the UN and other international agencies, consul generals, honorary consuls, special envoys, senior officials, friends and family who have accompanied me here tonight, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What an extraordinary honor to have you all in the house tonight. Allow me to thank His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the able MFA team for organizing this reception tonight in my honor. When I scan this room, I don't just see officials and distinguished guests. I see colleagues, I see friends, I see family. Your presence brings a tear of joy to my eye as I welcome yet another transition in my career. I feel loved, but very overwhelmed as well, in the best of ways. Thank you all for gracing this send-off reception as I transition from serving my motherland, Kenya, onto the multilateral stage. Ordinarily, when a reception is organized for you, it's time to pack your bags. So I get it, PCS. I get it. I am aware, as Shakespeare aptly put it, brevity is the soul of wit. So I shall try to restrain from the allure of a long-winded story of my life, detours included, that could last until, as we say, cows come home. On a more solemn note, the thought of transitioning from my role as the National Security Advisor to His Excellency President William Ruto and Secretary to the National Security Council, a station I have held since September of 2022, to a new assignment outside of Kenya, welcome though it is somewhat overwhelming. Following the announcement of my appointment by the Secretary General of the United Nations on the 6th of March, I have received many messages of congratulations and goodwill from across the world. I take this early opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude for the confidence expressed in my ability to take up the designate roles of Executive Director, UNODC, and Director General of UNOV. And I thank you all for your best wishes. It is also my hope that I can count on your continued support as I undertake the mandate of my office. Ladies and gentlemen, as I prepare to take up my assignment, I am both joyful and nostalgic. Joyful efforts to resolve the global drug menace and its enterprise is in an effort to achieve the aspirations of a better world, of a better humanity. But nostalgic also, because when one is no longer a sapling and therefore less adventurous, being torn from home kindles a tinge of melancholy. Mine is real tonight. Taking on this role thrusts me onto the global stage, onto the global multilateral arena at a historic juncture. The UNODC is mandated to assist nations to address the challenges of drug and transnational crime, of corruption, terrorism, and to bolster criminal justice systems. I intend to approach the multilateral assignment well aware that no solitary exertion, not even by the most powerful persons and or nations, can deliver compelling solutions to afflictions of an international dimension. The success of UNODC is hinged on strong cooperation, on alignment, on synergy of action at the global, regional, national, and local levels. So I come to this position with a strong belief in the need to hold the line for multilateralism, and with full confidence that my nation, and as the PCS has said, Kenya, has prepared me well for this job. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a shed load of reasons to be grateful. First to God, and above all to countless mentors, co-workers, friends, and family members who have contributed and made it possible for me to be ready for this move. I owe each one of those profound gratitude. I have had the fortune of serving my great nation across a number of portfolios, starting as a young official in the office of the president. Incidentally, what goes round comes round, because I started in the office of the president as a young management analyst, then went off to academia, to international institutions, and then back to the government as Kenya's ambassador and permanent representative to the African Union at a most consequential time. Then joined the executive, serving for 10 years as principal secretary and cabinet secretary across various portfolios. Further to this, I had the confidence of President William Ruto, who appointed me to serve as his national security advisor and the first secretary of the Republic of Kenya to serve to the National Security Council until this appointment in March. Along what has been a historic journey, in more ways than one, I have been privileged by a depth of learning, a breadth of opportunities from which I build a range of capabilities and skills that I believe stand me in good stead for my next station as the Under-Secretary General of the United Nations. This evening, I want to thank all men and women, young and old, who have worked with me as I learned career ropes within and outside government. Each has journeyed with me, believing in me, holding my hand, guiding and urging me on, supporting me and following me, sometimes blindly, I have to say. While I cannot mention all of them, I wish in a very summarized manner to single out a few, and please oblige me. I have enjoyed the confidence and trust of His Excellency President William Ruto, who has been more than magnanimous to me. I do not know of another head of state who would have released their national security advisor at this point in history. But he did. He did because of his strong conviction that as responsible member of the larger international community, Kenya must make its contribution. I have also had the privilege and pleasure to serve under the two previous presidents, President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Mwai Kibaki. Each of these tenures prepared me for the call today in different ways. Serving at this highest level of government was a distinct honor, but importantly, the confidence of these heads of state opened doors for embrace from many leaders across the world and in many institutions. I have no doubt in my mind that this social and professional capital stands me well as I move to Vienna. I also had the fortune of serving under the direct guidance of many senior bosses who allowed me to execute and grow professionally. Honorable Moses Wetangula, Speaker of our National Assembly today, under whom I served when he was Minister of Foreign Affairs, recruited me to join as ambassador of this great nation. Honorable Musalia Mudavadi here has been indispensable in my journey. In the last 2 years, he has been an anchor for the Office of the National Security Advisor and a close counsel of mine. I also served under 2 pioneer women ministers, CS Amina Mohammed and CS Rachel Mamo, both great models that inspired my journey, sharpening my desire to be a role model. Then was the indomitable General Ngaiseri, the incisive leader at a critical time of our national threat, at a critical time when our nation was facing a significant threat from terrorism. Close to these ministers was Joseph Kinyua, the calm, gentle, if firm, quiet chiseler, whose mastery of government was simply legendary. I owe each of them a debt of gratitude for their training and mentorship. I hope I will not let them down. Then I had a slew of colleagues working with and urging me on. In this room today are quite a few of those. And while I cannot mention them all, I express gratitude as I point again to a few. Even before my return to Kenya, Singoe, PS Singoe here as he attested, and Ambassador Tom Amolo, then representing us in South Africa, were regular banter buddies to me, and they remained a sounding board to date. Ambassador Wamoto was my boss, who turned friend and confidant, under whom I served at a momentous time when we signed off on our first special status agreement with Ethiopia, and when we began the dream of LAPSET. I worked closely with DG Nurdin Haji, I just saw him somewhere, on the terrorism file, and prepared the way for our deployment in Somalia. And then I had the fortune of working with a number of formidable commanders in our security sector. All the CDFs, and I've seen CDF Kahariri here, but Karangi, Mwadheve, Kibochi, as we deployed in various theaters in Somalia, in DR Congo, in South Sudan, in Haiti, and so forth. Major General Kialangwa became my fixer, working with me in MOD, in Interior, in Energy. Our IGs, Joseph Boynet, all the way to Kanja, as we have been deploying in Haiti. In the Ministry of Energy, as we grappled with the collapse of supply chains, with the energy crisis then, we dared to dream of Kenya's green growth path for our nation, with CS Miano here and a number of professionals in the energy sector. But the most consequential revolution in the energy sector for me came with the infusion of women leadership in our boards across the value chain of energy. The result was immediate, was evident, and consequential. Amongst my colleagues, I would be remiss if I did not single out the indomitable team of visionaries, hard-nosed professional slave drivers in the name of advisors to His Excellency President William Ruto. Led by sometimes the irritating, sometimes David Ndi, Harriet Chigai, Augustine, I saw Professor Gulie here, Ali, Joe Ageo, Hassan Kisangani, Nancy, Macau, Henry, and Ambassador Kandi, amongst others. As vision carriers of the President's strategic intent, we framed and drove the plan, the transformation agenda for this administration. These 3 years for me have been unflattering, but among the most deep and humbling for me in terms of the realization of what driving change entails. It has been a journey about the grit necessary to stay within the keel of facts and knowledge, even when these are uncomfortable. Thank you, Room 6 buddies. I really hope to carry the benefit of the quality of competence and firmness expressed directly, even when inconvenient, to my next station. And then is the fountain from where I have always drank, where I have always reflected and dreamt, where dreams have come alive. The numerous Team Jumas whose agile and restrained, eager and purposeful, youthful people have made things happen. Starting with Team Addis. Team Addis, Lemo, Mercy, Kiboino, where are they? Ngeno and others. With them, we lit a flame in Addis that shines to date. Team Interior had amongst them the current Deputy Head of Public Service, Amos Gadecha, Mercy Mwasaru, the IGs, the commanders in the National Police Service, the officers in immigration and across, including the Women's SWAT team in the National Police Service. The Ngao officers all the way to the lowest level stand out as some of my key motivators in my journey, and I remain their strong cheerleader. Team MFA is a large one. All the officers there, I think and remember them fondly. But I wish to single out my teams, my close teams. In particular, I had young people, now ambassadors, Moni Manyange, Vivian, Christine, and many, many others. I fondly recall the young team that executed an incredible campaign for the Commonwealth SG position, led by Vivian Talam. There is a story about when we stepped down, but it is for another day. In the last 3.5 years, I have been with a magic team. I constituted and led the ONSA 1 team for the Republic of Kenya with IG Emeritus Beunet and team, Brikimeli, Dr. Manya, Mudangia, and several others. Together, we received a strategic guidance and transformed the idea into an institution. We have built an institution with a vision, with a doctrine, with work paths, and that is delivering on its mandate. Thank you, Team ONSA. Then is Team Athena, the community of budding leaders that straddles all the sectors that I have walked. Here, we have built a community of women and men. Men say yeah. Leaders forged by shared values and commitment to professional, impactful leadership across diplomacy, security, energy, finance, law, humanity, media, and so forth. Critical in creating this community is a number of critical pillars that I have to mention. Lady Justice Effie Owuor, Mary Mukindia, Professor Maria Nzomo, and others who have been navigating lights, sounding boards, and voices of reason and guidance. Mrs. Wanyonyi has grown into an important mentor herself. In the media, I have enjoyed the support from young and agile journalists, including Judy Kaberia, Bernard Momanyi, Mark Otani, Stella Cherono, and several others that are not here tonight. With time came a whole legion of eager and determined scribes who believed in our cause and extended their faith in us globally. I have enjoyed the confidence of colleagues from across the world, learning from many wonderful souls whenever my tours of duty have taken me across time. Ambassadors and high commissioners, heads of international organizations that have served in Kenya, and those that I've met in many other jurisdictions, for your friendships, for your support, for your confidence, I am grateful. Around me throughout this journey has been a team of dedicated personal staff, led by Edith and the entire of my security detail. This team I would not swap for anything else. Dedicated, patriotic, selfless. Without them, I would not have been able to navigate the complexity of my terrain. To you all, I say thank you. Buoyed by the presidents of the company of men and women of such professional integrity and goodwill, I can only make one promise: to put my best foot forward and not to let any one of you or my country, Kenya, down. In conclusion, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, As I step into this new chapter, I count on your support and collaboration. I look forward, Excellencies, to interacting with your colleagues and counterparts in Vienna, in my capacity as DG and ED, and importantly, to welcome you all to Vienna. Please remember to bring me some tea. And therefore, I would have liked to toast, but I shall take it, I shall learn from the PCS, and we'll clap for ourselves. I want us to clap to the work ahead in terms of our commitment and to the wonderful community in this room tonight. I am going aware that I have many, many friends, many colleagues that I will call to. Thank you very much, and a good clap. Thank you, and God bless you.
We can do better, we can do better. Let us give Daktari a round of applause until she gets to where she is. Keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Keep going. Keep going, we can do better. And you can continue that Ali something. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am told, as you all know, this reception was in honor of Ambassador Daktari Monicah Juma. So, ushers, please, may I ask that we kindly lead the team of PCS and Daktari to where they'll serve. The rest of us, we have 2 stations behind me. I can see they are actually ready. Tuko tayari? Umnasikia? Tuko tayari? Aha, nyama choma.